The Legend of Koizumi. This is a series. This is possibly one of the most clusterfuck, bizarre series I've ever read in my life. The mainstay of it is Mahjong, which a lot of people like to play in Eastern countries. And if you don't know what it is, I don't really know either. It's basically their form of like cards or poker or, whatever else you want to call it. And it is ridiculously complex from what I can tell. So I can't really explain the rules to you and how it works. However, much like a lot of Mahjong manga, they probably realize that most people don't either know the rules or don't really give a shit about them, and instead make the series entertaining even if you have no fucking clue what's going on in the actual gameplay. And the reason why this series in particular is entertaining is it highlights yet another series in Japan that basically says fuck it to copyright and fuck it to actually giving, like, it basically abuses fair rights to the maximum degree possible. The whole premise behind the series is that it's about a caricature version of the Prime Minister of Japan, or at least the one that was there during the duration of this manga's run. And that is Prime Minister Koizumi. Now, Koizumi, from what I've been told, is basically like the Bill Clinton of Japan, or the Obama of Japan, in that they talk to the citizens all the time. They went out and hung out with them. They'd have lunch with them. They'd go to parties, to concerts, not really, see themselves as like a high and mighty deity-like figure, but more just a random dude that got picked to be, the prime minister. Fuck it, And so he'd do a lot of goofy stuff and a lot of silly stuff. And so to the Japanese, this is already a big thing to Americans, who like got their mind blown that Bill Clinton could be seen in a McDonald's around the White House just eating a cheeseburger in his sweatpants and not giving a shit. To the Japanese, who were highly structured and, like class-specific and so forth, this was just even more of a mind fuck. This was just like, insane to them. So because of that, that's why this series was made. But the whole point of the series is that he is supposed to be like this Mahjong master. And instead of settling disputes politically through like treaties or, provisions or trading or whatever else, he settles it through Mahjong. And everybody else in the world, all of the other prime ministers and presidents and governors and dictators and leaders and whatever else, all happen to settle it through that too. So the series gets into these epic life and death Mahjong battles, where people will use stuff that is stereotyped by their country to battle with. So, for example, there's a battle at one point where Dick Cheney, George Bush, and George Bush Sr. all triple battle Koizumi. I'm not sure about Dick Cheney. I think he was in there, but I couldn't be positive. And so when they attack him, when they lay down their hands, it does physical damage to them, and like a whole thing comes up like, fucking the fucking G.W. Bush assault, whatever else, like fucking the G.W. Bush fucking nuclear bomb or something like that, or like the little boy or something else like that, And so it basically like blows them away and stuff like that, and like does, like life damage to them. It's basically fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! And when you read through the series, the battles get more and more insane to the point that, like, the final battle of the series is literally super fucking Hitler. It's literally Super Aryan Hitler. Like instead of a Super Saiyan, he fucking glows gold and like turns into a Super Saiyan in hair color, but his hair, instead of going straight up, turns into a fucking swastika. His hair turns into a swastika that is glowing gold and helicopters him up into the air to float. And, oh, by the way, they're fighting on the moon where all the Nazis apparently relocated. So, like I said, this series just does not give a single fuck. It is absolutely insane. You should highly, highly recommend you read it. It's not in my like best series of all time, but it's definitely in my weirdest series of all time, if not like top 5 for that, just for the fact that it's fucking nuts. Again, it's by the same person that did Buchigiri Cabin Attendant, so if you've read that, you have a good idea of how the characters are drawn in the art style and how extreme it is and all that stuff. But Highly recommend it just for the weird factor. It deserves a read just for that, just for the bizarrety of how it portrays all these different leading figures from all these different countries. So that's it.